Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's your boy Vaughn Frazier. Today I want to talk about the NBA lockout, boycott, whatever you want to call it, right? First, I want to say I'm very proud of everybody, who in the NBA, all the players, especially the Milwaukee Bucks, who took a stand and they chose to not play for a couple days, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the WNBA, especially. I think Black women have always led the movement for blacks and for our equality and things like that. So shout out to the WNBA. Here's the problem that I'm having, right? So if you're the NBA, why boycott for 2 days just to come up with basically stuff that you were already having in the works, like the voting stuff, some of the coalition and money from some of the owners given to some causes. All that stuff is great, but we were specifically, or you all were specifically talking about, with us as a community, as your brothers on the outside, you were specifically talking about justice and dealing with these police officers. Right? Looking at Jacob Blake, he was just shot 7 times. So if he was shot 7 times, you would think, especially the Milwaukee Bucks would say, look, we're not going to play another game of basketball until justice is served, meaning that there needs to be arrest, there needs to be charges. We're not just going to stand for this. That is how you bring about power. Yes, we need, we can vote and things like that, but when you have 2 devils or a bunch of devils, voting is not necessarily the issue. And there's so many black people out there that's thinking like, if we just vote, we've been voting for years. We thought that during the civil rights movement, that if we could just get voting rights and things like that. Yes, there have been some things that have changed, and thank God for that. But let's be honest, a lot of this, we're still in the same position. We're still in the same position that we were before. So the NBA, my brothers, I love y'all. I'm a big fan of y'all. I was enjoying the playoffs. I'm like, why stop? Y'all could have just kept going and been talking about that behind the scenes, or just said, look, we want to take a few days to deal with some stuff within the NBA. But if you're talking about justice, if you're talking about Jacob Blake being shot or Breonna Taylor, then we have to deal with those issues. We have to, if you're gonna protest, if you're going to go on strike, which is really what it is. It's not really a boycott, it's a strike. A boycott is more about not giving your dollars. This was not giving your work or your bodies for entertainment. So if you're going to go on a strike, why would you not stay on that strike until there's something more there's something more substantial, there's something more there's more of a victory, so you want to have voting in every arena. Okay, that's great, but you still got COVID and stuff going on. So how many people is really going to be doing that? We may have this next season with the bubble and stuff like that. If you're going to shut down games and you have the world watching you, why wouldn't you stay out and say, look, Breonna Taylor, this thing has been going on long enough. And I understand that, listen, it's easy for somebody like me to call for somebody who's a millionaire or a billionaire to make a sacrifice that I don't have to make. I don't have that type of clout and authority. If I protest not putting videos on YouTube, nobody's going to care. It's not going to bring any real change. But LeBron James, all these different brothers, it will bring change. I've said it before to people a lot of times. Imagine if the people in LeBron's camp let him know, like, listen, bro, we really feel like you should boycott or you should go on strike. Since Tamir Rice was killed in your backyard, basically, your son, I think his son was around the same age when it happened, Bronny, or I think he was, or maybe a couple years younger. That could have been Bronny, etc. If LeBron would have shut down, if the Cleveland Cavaliers would have said, we will not play another game, I will retire, whatever, I will not play another game until such and such is arrested, would it have stopped murders all around the country from cops brutalizing and murdering blacks? Hell no. But what it would have done, it would have, the city of Cleveland, LeBron was that whole economy. So the officials in Cleveland, they would have definitely came out and been like, yo, they would have found some excuse. Old boy would have been under the jail. He would have ended up dead. Something would have happened, because there would have been justice, because LeBron means too much to that city. He meant too much to that economy. You see when he left Miami, what happened with Cleveland. If LeBron would have done it, it would have been a domino effect. The Cleveland Browns probably would have sat out, or certain star players. And you see what happened when the NBA players are sat out for a day or two. You see I think it was NHL, it was the MLB, it was tennis and golf, I believe. and stuff like that. So if that can happen in just a day or two, imagine what could happen if LeBron would have took a stand. And again, I'm not putting this all on LeBron's shoulders, and I'm not even blaming him. I'm just using that as an example to show that, look, we have some type of pull. We don't have true privilege. We don't have white privilege in this country, but we have some type of pull, and we have to use it to our advantage. So to my NBA brothers, like, I'm very disappointed. I'm glad that y'all got a couple things resolved, but even like the Baltimore Ravens, they had specific details that they taught, and they talked about the police brutality, etc. So if you're going to boycott and say because of Jacob Blake and etc., then why not sit out until Jacob Blake gets justice, until the cop who literally, it was attempted murder, because he probably should have been dead, but he's paralyzed. He'll never be the same. Like, yo, this isn't a game. This isn't like, yo, man, you know, he got a black eye. He'll heal in a couple of days. The man is paralyzed. His kids are traumatized for the rest of their life. If you're going to sit out a game, sit out and be like, look, we demand justice. We won't get back on the court, and then wait for an arrest. And at least if an arrest comes, get back on the court, and then, you know, whatever happens later, if he's found not guilty or some BS, then, you know, go to further links or whatever. So my brothers, I love y'all, man. But I got this new thing, man, where I push the button. I got to push the button. So basically every episode, I'm going to have a thing where I push the button, and it's basically, you know, it's basically like asking you, matter of fact, I'll just do it for you.
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
That's what I'm questioning. What are you doing, NBA? What are you doing? Brothers, Westbrook, Chris Paul, LeBron James, all y'all brothers, what are y'all doing? You go on strike for a game or two to not come back with any substantial, any true changes, nothing about police reform, none of that stuff that's making an immediate impact. Why come back? Sit out. You could have sat out a week and said, look, we're going to sit out and we're going to address these matters even more. But like, y'all are rushing. Like, I think y'all had like 2 meetings. Like, bro, come on, bro. Y'all had like 2 meetings. That's what the media reported. That's what ESPN and FS1 and them reported. Why not take that whole entire day or the next couple of days and say, look, we want to postpone this? I get it. I get money is on the line and things like that. But if you're going to make a sacrifice, then be all 100 about it and make that sacrifice. If not, then you're wasting everybody's time. The sad part about Breonna Taylor is that where she was murdered, I believe in Kentucky, I don't know if there's not any major outlet. There's no like major sports outlet, or I don't know what the economy is like, what they make most of their money from. There's no football team. There may be some college stuff out there, but as far as professional athletes, what do they have, right? So with Breonna Taylor, if she would have been in LA and the Lakers would have been like, we won't play another game, I'm pretty sure there would have been some change. Brothers, what are you doing?
What the hell are you doing?
If you're going to strike ever again, if you're going to do something of this magnitude, don't come back until you have real changes, my brother. And I know a lot of people is like, well, you know, takes this and takes that. I don't want to hear that. Y'all can be cool with that. And that's another thing. Us as blacks, well, a lot of times we're way too eager to accept whatever. Like if we can just get an inch, we're so happy. Like, yes. And it just be like, yo, the man was shot 7 times. Like, bump all that. We need real change. Can we at least get the officer who did that to be in jail? Can we at least get him on charges? I'm not asking for the whole country. Can we at least get that? Can we at least get Breonna Taylor's murderers to be locked up, at least bring charges against them before we quote unquote celebrate? Come on, man. Voting in arenas. Come on, my brothers. Come on. I need y'all to think harder. I need y'all to come together. And there was confusion, and some people was complaining that the Bucks, you know, they did it alone, and who cares? It's not about LeBron. It's not about the Bucks. It's not about none of that stuff. This man was shot 7 times. Blacks, we've been going through this for whatever. Y'all made it out the hood. Y'all made it out the struggle and stuff like that, man. There's people going through crazy stuff, man. So if y'all don't get along, if y'all not agreeing, man, take some time, sleep on it, and come back together, man. But to do that for a day or two, just to come back, to me, in my personal opinion, this is Vaughn's view, right? In my personal opinion, man, y'all made a huge mistake. Every episode that I do, I'm going to plug a black business. It could be a black business. It's just black excellence. I'm going to plug black excellence. We're just going to praise black people on this channel, man, because there's so much negativity. There's so much trauma porn. So many people every day. It's like we're watching somebody else get shot and killed. Like, nah, not on this channel. We're going to praise black people on this channel, particularly black women. So I want to start off with the first black woman, her and her husband. I want y'all to check out primeandpeachy.com. I believe that's the name. You can find the link in the description. They do fashion, She's already making moves in Atlanta. They're doing some big things, y'all. So check them out now while their prices are reasonable before they skyrocket, because they're on their way. I can tell you that, man. So check out primeandpeachy.com.